Oh.
Look, check it out.
Oh, look at that.
It's pretty good. What's up, guys? Tell me that shit. Oh, shit. Christmas crack. This shit is the bomb, man. My girl makes this shit. Christmas crack. Anyway.
We had 2 UFC events over the weekend. One was Sotiropoulos versus Pearson. The other was Matt Mitrione getting knocked out by Roy Nelson.
Isn't this shit good?
Hats off to Hector Lombard for beating a grappler. You looked really good. Look. I'm sorry. I'm not really impressed with you yet.
Okay.
He beat up a BJJ guy. Congratulations. You want to talk about styles make fights? Why not put a puncher in there who's big and strong as shit, who Paul Hollers couldn't take down.
Right.
Tried to take down, tried to submit him, didn't work, and that motherfucker got his head caved in.
Hector Lombard, I mean, he's obviously a good fighter. He's a great middleweight. And this is the thing, and we're going to talk about this. Actually, we're going to talk, well, we're not going to touch on it exactly this show, but Husamar Palhares is just not somebody that is going to sit there and bang with you. You know, like you said, he's a BJJ guy. He was the perfect opponent for Hector, in my opinion, in Georgia's, the perfect opponent to put in front of Hector Lombard.
Right, because Lombard had the strength not to. If the only way, in my opinion, Paul Hollers could have won this fight is if he unsuccessfully kept trying to take him down and then tired Lombard out.
Exactly.
But he couldn't. Because Lombard was like, it's over. And just like we're over talking about that fight.
Yeah. Lightweight fight was Norman Parquet. Is that Parquet? Sure. Is that margarine?
Do we pronounce the E for him?
I don't know.
Because Travis Brown, E, we don't.
Someone straightened me and George out because you know how we're fucked up. Anyway, he defeated Colin Fletcher.
Yeah, and then there's another UD after that, and then it gets us to the main event.
And that was Ross Pearson versus George Likalotopoulos, or really Sotiropoulos. And I picked that shit, man. I told you the one thing is my favorite fighter from across the pond is Ross Pearson.
Didn't I go with you with that one? Didn't I agree with you?
Did you? I thought you picked Likalotopoulos.
Did I?
I don't know. You guys have to probably go back and.
I'm glad to see Pearson win. It was a fun fight to watch, though.
He's a good lightweight.
Yeah,
he really is. He'll always have a job in the UFC. He's a good lightweight.
Well, this was his first fight back up at 155 because
he dropped to 145.
Yeah, he dropped to 145 and he didn't have any power, so he went back up 155. And you can ask fucking Jorge if that motherfucker had power. He was dinging his head like the Hunchback. Bing, bing. Now, speaking of that, have you seen the Notre Dame Alabama shirt?
No.
Christians versus Cousins?
No.
Yes. Jimmy Clausen's wearing it. It says it's on our Facebook group. I posted the picture. It says Christians versus Cousins.
Christians versus Cousins?
There's no stereotypes in this.
Yeah, no, none at all. That was one of the events.
Yeah,
and that was the UFC on FX. Huh?
Then C or D.
Yeah. Then we had the Ultimate Fighter finale. That was Team Carwin versus Team Nelson, which was supposed to be Team Nelson, but you know in the UFC shit just gets switched up.
Dana White just ripped every fighter on this. He said this was the worst card ever, worst house ever. They managed cutting like 12 out of the 16 fighters that were on the show. Like, he's not playing around, and I think it all falls back on his opinion of Roy Nelson. He genuinely does not like Roy Nelson.
I don't know
why.
The
games he plays.
You know, I don't know why. I mean, let's talk about a few of the big things. It's T.J. Wahlberger got a technical submission. Johnny Bedford defeated Vinicius by KO in I believe it was the second round.
How'd your boy Jonathan Brookins do?
Jonathan Brookins, just like George and I said, the guy has talent, but the bottom is that he just gets submitted. He's the second coming of Melvin Gillard. You know, in this fight game,
rotten too. Huh? He's just a bad fighter. He's not good.
He's just, you know, in the house. You know, a couple years back he looked good, but just things have not gone. But the fight that I loved, I mean, obviously I love the main event fight between Roy Nelson and Matt Mitrione, but Pat Barry fought Shane del Rosario, and you picked Pat Barry, and I was like, I don't know, Pat Barry's been hit or miss lately, but I'm going to tell you what, those guys came out throwing bricks and cinder blocks and dump trucks, and Pat Barry said, fuck it, I can throw him a little bit better than you, and caught him. And you know what, Pat Barry caught him with this fucking nasty overhand punch, and then just finished him up like bap, back, and he was out.
Right, throws combos.
Yeah, he's got great hands.
And you know what's scary? When after Roy Nelson beat Matt Mitrione, they found out he's only been striking for 2 or 3 years, and Roy Nelson's like, yeah, I'm starting to learn how to throw combos, put punches together, and he did. He put him right on Mitrione's head.
He put him right on Mitrione's head, and he finished him quick. You know, Big Country, man, is like, we've talked about it before. If he could make that drop to 205, he'd be nasty.
And if he could cut the 205 and keep his strength.
And have that power,
He'd be nasty.
He'd be nasty. He'd be, to me, you guys will think I'm crazy. I think he'd be top 3 in the light heavies.
The thing I don't understand is one of the things that came out is Roy Nelson has a hard time finding sponsors. And Dana White goes, look at him. His hair, his beard, he looks like a mess. Okay, let me tell you right now. If he takes that beard, braids it, takes that hair, slicks it back, he could be riding a Harley.
He could be riding a Harley. He could get a sponsor
Budweiser
from Victory. Yeah.
Like, come on. Dana,
he's perfect.
I don't know. I have a feeling. I think Dana White takes shit too personal sometimes, and he needs to look out for the fighters because no one else is. It's actually your responsibility since they don't have a union. Someone needs to help them.
Right.
And the guy can market. He talks well. He's funny. I mean,
Great guy. Everybody likes him. Very likable.
Except for Dana.
He's one of my favorite fighters.
Dana does not like him.
Well, Dana has a lot of issues. One of the issues that I have with Dana White is this GSP Nick Diaz bullshit.
Are we getting to that on this one or the
we
next
might?
one?
Well, this one. Yeah, we're going to talk about this one, and it's you know, I mean,
It's
George
a
and I
smart fight. It's what GSP wants. He asked for it. Fuck you and fuck GSP. Let's be serious for a second. GSP asked for this fight because he looked at Hendricks and goes, he could knock me out.
Right.
He looks at Ellenberger and goes, he could knock me out. Diaz couldn't knock out a pane of glass. Benson just showed me how to beat the entire family.
Right.
I'm going to go take. I want that fight.
Right. It is. I mean, George and I sat here before the fucking mics went on and said, I don't care what anybody else is telling you, what Dana's telling you, what GSP is saying, but it is very obvious that he is shadowing what his word. He's worried about people with knockout power. When is the last time he's fought somebody that's had real good knockout power and that is aggressive, that pressures you?
Condit was the closest I could remember.
And I don't know if Condit has that one knockout power like Matt Serra did to him.
After Condit kicked him in the head, instead of following him to the ground, he should have backed up and made GSP stand up.
Yep.
That's what, if I'm a UFC fighter and I crush you and you fall and I don't want to get into your guard, I'm backing up because the ref's going to make you stand up.
Right. I just don't get it. I mean, Nick Diaz by no means
has no shot at winning this fight. I don't give a fuck. All you fanboys, send all your hate mail to me because I don't give a shit because you know what? He can't do it.
And there was a time where George and I thought that he was a good matchup for it, but as things progress and you see them, they have created such a blueprint, the Diaz brothers, on how to beat them.
Yeah,
you know,
because they haven't changed. Their game is not adapted. Their skills haven't gotten any better.
Right. They have to. I mean, now take this. Now I will say this.
They're both very high level.
Yeah, they're incredible fighters, both of them. But if Nick Diaz had a little more power, then it'd be a completely different story. But I think jabbing, it's going to be hard to keep GSP off balance, like you use that. It's just going to, in my opinion, you know, and I'm entitled to that motherfucker. But I think it's going to be hard to keep GSP off balance for the whole fucking night.
Let me ask you this. Do you think GSP is going to watch?
We're flip-flopping like shit, ain't we? Because we were talking about how Nick would fuck him up last year. But, you know, we're allowed to flip-flop.
No, because things change.
We're not politicians.
Right.
Huh?
Now, with that said,
okay.
Do you think GSP is going to watch film of Nick Diaz?
Excuse me?
Do you think GSP is going to watch film of Nick Diaz?
Absolutely.
Right. And what do you think he's going to see time and time and time and time and time again? The same fucking thing.
Exactly.
There's nothing unique. There's nothing different.
Right.
You know where Nick Diaz is going to be. Nick Diaz is going to walk out right to the center of the ring and slowly follow GSP. You think GSP between now and March is going to learn how to throw an inside leg kick?
This is the thing. I know. The thing that he can do, Nick Diaz, in my opinion, to win this fight
is not show up. And you know what? You guys can come back and roast me and call me all the names in the world, but do me a favor. Go back and look at what I said about Benson Henderson and Nate.
Right.
How'd that shit turn out?
He would have to, in my opinion, keep GSP and really hurt him. Hurt him with punches and really get him just tired and in the point where if he took him down, he could put him in submit him.
Plaster.
Yeah.
Plaster.
Yeah.
That's it.
He needs to go talk to fucking whatchamajigsaw.
Because this shit.
Yeah, that's not going to do anything.
It's not no.
It's not going to do anything.
And here's the other thing: when he leaves that leg out there, GSP is going to shoot in and he will take you down.
He'll take him down in a second.
And then he's going to be too strong for him on the ground, just like Benson was for Nate.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just they just, you know, and you can't work. I mean, you see how good Nate Diaz has great BJJ, but he couldn't do shit against
because after the first round, they're covered in sweat, and they already think GSP greases anyway. If you thought he greased before, this is the best match in the world to grease for.
So you guys tell us your thoughts about this. Tell us about also, and this is not it. It's also the other shit that's going on in the welterweight division. I mean, look at these motherfuckers in the welterweight division. Johny fucking Hendricks gets shafted. Okay, now he's going to fight Jake Ellenberger.
Why?
Carlos Condit is going to fight MacDonald. That makes sense to me. Rory MacDonald, you know, obviously this is MacDonald's only loss, and he wants to avenge it. I understand that. But fucking Johny Hendricks is fighting
I want to fight Condit because he embarrassed me. No, you embarrass yourself every time you open your mouth.
Why not give Johny Hendricks a shot and let fucking Diaz fight Ellenberger and earn it?
Well, here's the thing. Why can't Hendricks just wait? Can he do what Condit did as the #1 contender and just fucking sit on his ass and wait for his title fight? Dana lets everyone else do it, so why can't Hendricks do it? So if Hendricks goes in and loses to...
He's fucked everything. Never gets a shot at being a champion. Yeah, it's bullshit. I don't know. It would be great in this sport, and I tell you what, and this is to me, and this is why a lot of people are starting to lose interest in it. We hear it all the time. I don't know how many people have told me, my buddy Dom, my buddy Joe, all of them are like, I want to see the best people. I want to see the people who deserve title shots get a shot at the title.
But how okay, can someone answer that for me? Who decides that? How is that done? Because that shit got all thrown out the fucking window, and it keeps getting thrown out the window when you let interim champs not fight, when you let guys sit on their #1 contendership for a year, when you let guys out of their own weight class get an immediate title shot in a class they fought one time back in fucking '88.
Yeah.
Like, there's no rhyme or reason to who gets a title shot. It's honestly, and this is, I fucking shit you not, it's who can make the most money for the UFC.
Yeah,
period.
Yeah.
That's if you can't make money and you're not marketable, don't even try to fucking fight in the UFC. It's not worth it.
Yeah. If you have no personality, you're fucked.
Well, no, because Rory MacDonald, obviously his talent far outweighs his personality.
Anyway, we're out of here.
That motherfucker's rotten. You stank. Your personality is stank.
Think so?